Hello and welcome to the Daily Moth. Today is Monday, November 20th. Are you ready for the news? Now I will discuss 5 different news stories from around the world. In the country of Argentina, there was a submarine that went missing and now has no connection with the outside world. There were 44 crew members on the submarine at the time that it sunk. There was a battery system, but that system has failed. And it is believed that the submarine is at the bottom of the ocean. There are search parties looking and searching, trying to listen for any sounds of life with a radar. And it was picked up on the recording that there was banging against the metal, perhaps people aboard the submarine trying to signal for help. It's a very serious situation, and officials are saying that the crew on board the submarine will have about 1 week before oxygen supply runs out. In other news, President Trump has announced that North Korea is a state sponsor of terrorism. This is because North Korea supports international terrorism and the murders of innocent people. There will be an increase on bans and communications with North Korea. In the past, the 43rd president, President Bush, had legislature to try to work with North Korea, but Trump has since undone that. The president of Zimbabwe, Robert Mugabe, has refused to resign. Last night, the president gave a speech as if he were still president and still held power. And he is refusing to resign and is still holding his place in office. Military forces are trying to get him to resign and also to impeach him. They're following the country's constitution and trying to do so legally instead of forcibly removing him from office. In the coming weeks, we will see if the impeachment works. The Georgia Dome in Atlanta, Georgia, has been demolished by using 4,500 pounds of explosive devices for it to concave in on itself. The building was demolished because there is a new building called the Mercedes-Benz Stadium that is right next door to the old Georgia Dome. There was a large fence used to protect the new stadium while the Georgia Dome was being exploded. The football team and sporting events and all other events will now be held in the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. There were over 1,500 different events that were held in the lifetime of the Georgia Dome Stadium. Final Four basketball games, the Olympics, and other renowned events were held in that stadium through the course of its lifetime. Yesterday in El Paso, a U.S. Border Control agent died, and another sustained serious injuries. The person who's died was Officer Rangelo Martinez, and the cause of death was due to being beat with rocks and boulders. If there is anyone with information that leads to an arrest of the people who did this, there is a reward. There's speculation that it was undocumented immigrants who committed the murder. President Trump tweeted about this incident saying that it's our responsibility as Americans to build the wall.